Hey, what's up guys? This is Prathamesh Patil from Team OCF. Today, we will be reviewing a cabinet from Cooler Master. It's a gaming cabinet, the Cooler Master CM Storm Trooper cabinet. It's really rigid, heavy and strong, which has a good build quality, meant to last long. So, let's start from the front section. This is the front panel. So, this is the power on off button, this is the reset button, this is eSATA, USB 3.0s, USB 2.0s, the headphone jack, microphone jack, this is the power LED and hard drive LED. So this is pretty much for the front panel. So guys, I do apologize for the trains. I stay nearby to the station, so everybody could hear the sound of the train. So let's face it, I can't change it now. So anyways, moving on to the front of the chassis. These are the removable bays where you could chuck in your DVD writer or the Blu-ray writer or the pump and rest combo for the water cooling solutions. Now you could see two fans which are set for intake, front intake. It has an honeycomb structure, so the airflow is pretty decent in this case. Now these fans are actually controlled by the fan speed controller over here. So this is the minus button and plus button, which will give you the beeps accordingly and change the lightings over here. So accordingly, when you press the plus button, it will go from the lower light to the higher light, or rather from left to right, and vice versa for the minus key. And this key here is to turn the LEDs on and off for these fans. So this is the first fan and this is the second fan. Now these fans are actually rotatable to the orientation where the fans could take intake from here and will exhaust it from here. So I'll be showing you that later on. So moving on to the bottom of the case, this is where I really like this case. It's not a kind of functional feature, but it's pretty much decent to hide things. So the thing with this CM Storm logo comes out, and inside we have the kind of a box where you could hide things from your maybe small people at your house, maybe your brother, maybe your wife or anything like that. Anyways, this is a pretty cool feature. Now let's turn on the case to the left. No, I'm sorry, to the right. Okay. I'll be removing these thumb screws, removing the side panel. Oh, the side panel has got a mesh over here to set as an intake and exhaust from there. So I'll be showing you it later on. Let's put this aside. So here are all the rubber grommets from where you could possibly do all your cable management things, so that the airflow maintains in properly, and the neatness is on the other side. Even here you could tie some cable ties through these little holes, and you could pretty much cover up everything here, and anywhere you would like to route the cables through. So this is pretty much it for this side. Moving on to the back of the case, we have two rubber grommets for water cooling pipes to pass, actually three of them, which is the smaller one for, I think it must be the 3/8 tubing, and this is for the 1/2 inch tubing. Don't know about the size yet. So there's an exhaust fan over here, which is 140 mm. You could also turn down to 120 mm if you want. So they have already provided an option to install a 120 mm fan, but who cares, 140 mm has better airflow, so we are going to use it anyways. So moving on to the downside, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 expansion slots. So now by now you might be already knowing this case supports extend ATX and EATX, I'm sorry, XL ATX, extra large ATX as well. And the downside is for the power supply. Now this is something really cool. They say it's the safeguard. This pretty much helps your peripherals to be in the place and secures your peripherals. So this is pretty much covered up for the back side. Now I'm going to unscrew this screws and we'll move on to the left hand side of the case. Now you get the manual, the accessory box, which I'm going to pretty much throw it to the other side, not throw it away. Let's face it, these cables are really horrible. So yeah, you could see a cable, USB 3.0 cable, standard 2.0 cable, the HD audio and AC 97 for the audio, then the eSATA connection. I'll just move it along that side. Now here it is to power on the fan controller on the front panel. Then this provides power to the LEDs. So I plug in these two into those LED fans pretty much, from where I control the LED on off function. So going for stealth mode or something like that. Just anyways, so these are the fan connections where actually provides power to the fans. This is the Molex one, which I already said, and these are the front panel switches. Front panel switches mean the one is the power switch, one is the reset switch, and one is the HDD LED switch. So this is pretty much over for the wires that are provided in. So let's look inside the case. So now, as you could see, it's written in over here. It supports micro ATX, standard ATX, EATX, as well as XL ATX. Oh, they have not mentioned EATX, but it does support, so they have the provision for that. Anyways, so you could chuck in a pretty much big power supply in over here, like the Cooler Masters V1000, Corsair AX1200, pretty much the full size or the big size power supplies. Now we have a small section over here for fitting in the 2.5 inch SSDs. So you could just slide in and screw it from two sides, these two sides, and you're pretty much done with it. If it was me, I would like throw this away, but pretty much not use it, not throw away actually. So there's the 140 mm fan in here, and a 200 mm fan at the top, which is set as an exhaust. Obviously the hot air goes up, so it's better to keep it as exhaust only. So this is, and if you look inside the hard drive cages, these are removable, so that you could, oh, the train comes again. I'm pretty much sorry for that, but as I told you before, I cannot change it. So let's move on to the hard drive cages. The hard drive cages are removable, and you could pretty much turn it other ways. Wait, I'm going to remove this and show you then and there, so that you could have a pretty much good look at it and like figure it out how to change the orientation of those front fans into the side ones. Now the screw is biting. I'll just remove it with force. So here you can see the removable hard drive cage. So what you could do, unscrew these screws, put this fan in over here. Turn this orientation over this side, and you could pretty much fit the fan through this, so that you could blow the air over that side or take it as an intake from that side, but then both the orientation should be same if you are going to fit another fan over that side. But anyways, this is the function of, you might be wondering now why these two things, they have given two connectors. So this is for actually powering up the fan, and this is for powering the LED inside that fan. Let me see where the LEDs go. Oh, there they are, 1 2 3 and 4. These 4 LEDs are projected to the fan, which really looks cool. You can, again I'm saying, you could go to the main review, written review, and check out the links over there. I'm going to pretty much put this back again. No, actually I'm going to remove this and show you some another thing which you could possibly do with it. Even remove this front thing. So as far as the water cooling options are concerned, you could pretty much chuck in a 360 radiator over here and probably forget about it. Put a bay, which is a res pump combo over there, route the tubing, and you could pretty much do anything for water cooling. Sadly, Cooler Master cases are not that great for custom water cooling, but this one is pretty much good. Yeah, so these fans are, actually the cage is also removable, so that's what happened when I put my hand on it. But those are removable, so you could even remove those if you want some extra space in there. So that covers up everything for this thing inside of the case. Now I'll be showing you the dust filters. Guys, I do apologize, my camera's battery ran out, so we will continue from the dust filters. So here's the dust filter for the power supply. The power supply, if it's positioned, the fan is positioned at the bottom side, it could take the intake from here. So rather than dust pulling off in there, this the air will go through the dust filter, and the dust, less amount of dust will go in. And there's also a dust filter which is provided here, probably if you are going to chuck in a radiator or something like that after removing this. Maybe you could put a 240 radiator in there. So yeah, that's what they have provided this dust filter for. So now moving on to the removables. First I'll show you the top section, which is pretty much looks neat like a car. See, you could see it over here. So now I'm going to remove the top panel, remove the clips. So there you go. You could see a dust filter at the top. You could fit the 240 or what do you say, 420. Okay, yeah, the 420 radiators at the top as an exhaust. So this is the handle to carry the case, which is really very rigid, made up of metal, coated with the rubber so that it won't hurt your hands as much. So this is pretty much made up of metal. It's a complete metal case. And this is the front panel where you could see the PCB and everything. So this is the power LED and power LEDs and the switches, the reset switch, the power switch, pretty much everything, which I've already covered up. So the front side section also does come out. Just pull it up. So there you go. This is the front side, and the case is pretty much naked now. Guys, I forgot to mention one thing over here. This is actually a bay where you could slide in your SSD and that will fit in. But the thing is, you will have to provide Molex power in there to power on the hard disk, and the SATA cable, you could attach it over here and just plug it into the motherboard header. So this is the pretty much naked CM Storm case. This case is really good, and you could pretty much use it for custom liquid cooling. So this is a really good case with the solid build quality, and I would like to give this case 9.5 on 10 because this is a full tower case with ton of features and really much affordable price. So there you go. This is Cooler Masters CM Stormtrooper. Hopefully this is a naked CM Stormtrooper, but I'll cover it again, so don't mind. This is Cooler Masters CM Stormtrooper with a solid heavy recommendation by OCF, and this is Prathamesh Patil again from team OCF signing off, out.